everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another film discussion. And I am here with my co-host. What's your name?
Donald Bills.
And we are here with our awesome, mighty guest.
The notorious guest, the notorious OGP. What's up?
There we go. What's up? Thank you very much for being here and joining us. OGP. OGP. Oh, ow. I hit myself. But that's okay. It's OGP, so I'll suffer a black eye for it. What's the Trump dance? How does he dance?
You gotta do that.
Is that it? All right, and we are here to discuss.
We just been officially canceled.
What's that?
I said we just been officially canceled.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, who knows? Maybe we're agreeing, or maybe we're disagreeing. We'll never know because we're just doing a dance. So
we're celebrating or mocking. You never know.
That's right. So, but thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate it. And so, as you all know, normally, I brought this up in the previous video, but it would be December, and then January would be Stallone months. And then we did like, was it like all the Rockies and all the Rambos? And then last month we did the Escape Plan films, which Philip did not have an interest in. So he did not join us for that. Yeah. And yes, I was going to show off mine too. So there we go. There we go. Well, after I recommended to Philip the Death Race movies and he bought the collection, I don't think he'll trust me when I say you should buy this one too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. but no, I like Statham, so when we talk, you're throwing out Death Race, it's like, okay, Statham has done some good stuff, he's done some bad stuff, but I'm willing to give it a shot. There's, if it didn't have a name like Statham in it, then I was out. So, but I'll, hey, if I buy it and I hate it, then that's on me. You didn't make me spend the money.
Yeah, he's only in the first Death Race movie, so.
And that is
you're not a Stallone fan?
What's that?
No, I like to me.
No, yeah. Who? Wait, Donald, what did you say?
I said I'm taking that Philip's not a Stallone fan.
That's the entire Rambo collection right there.
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I enjoy Rambo. And I say this like with the utmost sincerity. If it's not my favorite of the 80s, Cobra is like in my top 3 of favorite action movies of the 80s.
Cobra.
So Cobra is great. But Rambo, Rocky, Cobra, Tulsa King, love it. So I love a lot of what Stallone has done. My thing is, just because an actor I like is in a movie doesn't mean I'm gonna like that movie. And Stallone has done a lot of stuff that, Escape Plan. So
gotcha.
The first one's worth it. Donald and I debated the other two, so I think we both liked the first one the best, and then he liked part 3, and then I liked part 2. So
okay, maybe one day I'll check them out. But I've got a lot of other stuff on my list. I just got the Blade trilogy on Blu-ray, so I've got to check that out. And then I'm still working my way through. I just watched Enter the Dragon, so I'm still working through my way through the Criterion Bruce Lee box set. And there's a ton of things that I still want to watch. So Escape Plan, maybe a year or two away.
Oh wow, okay. Maybe we'll have the anniversary edition of Escape Plan.
There you go. There you go. When the next one comes out.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to show off this.
Oh yeah.
To John, thanks for watching David Mendenhall, Michael. So this is autographed by the guy who played his son,
Nice.
Stallone's son in this. So
Right.
Stallone did a private signing. You could get his autograph on there for the low price of $800.
that would almost be worth it. What do you think that would be worth? Since I got Michael's on here, who was in, he did one of the voices in Transformers the movie, which also had Orson Welles. And he was God, what else was he in? He was in like a bunch of stuff. Mostly he did voice acting. But since I have Michael and if I got Stallone, what do you think this would be worth?
Serious autograph collectors know that there is a time when you don't want other autographs because they will devalue. So a lot of people go like, I want Stallone. I don't want that guy. So it could almost devalue a Stallone autograph by having.
But
something
David
like
was
that
also in Roger Corman's Space Raiders.
I'm not saying that it would or not, but I would if I'm going to spend $800 on Stallone, it's going to be on Rocky or it's going to be on Rambo, one of those two.
No
Otherwise, I just don't. Cobra's not going to hold that value. It's just not. So, I'm, if you're just a collector and don't give a shit about the value at all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say bad words, but I just did. Poo poo pee pee caca. My bad.
I do not make any money off of this, so say what you want.
Okay. I just didn't want to offend, Donald.
He has very sensitive ears.
I mean, Larry the Batman fan may watch, and he's a very religious guy, so he probably won't watch. I'm kidding, but let's get into the Expendables, man. Let's talk about this.
All right.
You forced me to watch this franchise, and I owe you a good whooping for it.
Well, we don't know what we're gonna do. I think that we should still stick with Stallone for next December and in January. We're just gonna have to figure out how that works. But so I watched the Expendables extended director's cut, which is the better version. Then I hopped on to the Expendables 1, 2, and 3, rewatched the Expendables. So this is the theatrical cut, and Expendables 3 is the unrated version. And then after that, and then I watched on Expendables, the documentary, the 90-minute documentary, and then watched Expendables 4. And then only 2 days ago, I watched listened to the audio commentary from the director and then did all of the special features. So what did you guys watch? I watched a lot for this. So Philip, you're our guest. What did you watch? And what was your?
I was gonna say let Donald go first.
Or Donald. Okay, that's
I can go next. Well, I watched the director's cut as well. I bought the director's cut separately, which might make John jealous. I have the slipcover.
No. Oh, bastard. Oh, look how shiny that is. Oh.
So shiny, man. So shiny.
Suck. Okay.
Well, the funny story behind this, before I get to what I watched, I actually had to order this twice because I bought a brand new copy, and I accidentally sent it to my old address.
So somebody there now has a copy of the Expendables, the extended version.
Pretty much, someone's got a brand new copy of it now. I had to buy it used. So it's a little janky, but it is what it is. So I watched the director's cut. I did not get a chance to watch the theatrical cut. I was going to watch it back to back, but I was a little pressed for time this week, and I was like, well, and I like to watch these like a couple of days, like a day or two before we have this, so it's all fresh in my mind. So I just watched the director's cut. Then I watched 2, 3, and 4 in the Steelbook 4K collection.
Oh.
And it comes with the covers as well.
Wow, fancy.
It has Expendables 1 through 4 with the cigar there. I don't know if you can see it that well.
Oh, that's not okay. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
And then the Steelbook.
And that's 1 through 3 in that?
That's 1 through 4.
Oh, it's 1 through 4.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing that I'm gonna. There's 2 things I'm gonna say against this collection. They stacked on top of each other.
Oh, I don't like when
I usually hate when discs are stacked on top of each other because I scratch them a little easier. And the 4K of Part 3, there is the 4K version is the theatrical cut, but the Blu-ray has both.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't put the unrated version on the 4K, but evidently there was not enough room. I don't know. And there's no director's cut of the first one. So if you want the director's cut of the first one, you have no choice but to get this separate.
Yeah, I think that's the only way of getting that. Yeah, because that's weird with what you have there. See, mine are all on their separate discs.
Well,
it's a steel book, though. Most steel books are going to stack.
Oh, really?
It is what it is. But the only thing I will say, if anyone wants to buy this, do not pay full price. This was like $70 at Walmart.
What?
$70 at Walmart. Now, here's the thing. I got this in clearance for $30. So I found this for cheaper. So I was okay with paying $30 for it, but I wasn't going to pay $70 for it.
That's almost as much as getting Stallone's autograph.
Yeah, it's close. It's close.
Pretty much.
It's close.
So I watched the director's cut, and then I just of the first one. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch the theatrical version. I watched the second movie, and I watched the unrated cut of the third movie, and then 4.
Okay, what about you, Philip? What did you watch?
I didn't watch any of them.
All right. Well, that was a short show. Thanks everybody for being here. That was a good 13 seconds. I'm sorry, 13 minutes.
You are very welcome. No, actually, what I love about this is that we all have different versions. So that just shows you how many different things there are out there that you could get as far as physical media for the Expendables. And I will tell you, it might not be 4K, but I, with tax and shipping and everything, spent $21.86 to get this brand spanking new. And that's this Expendables collection with all 4 movies. And that is cards. I haven't taken these out. Maybe I'll open them up while we're here, but I have not taken them out of the plastic yet. I guess there's 4 cards, and like you can see, we have Luna here, which is pretty badass, and a like little whatever they call them, some type of card thing, and then this is just the artwork that kind of matches
they're
the box
like
here.
Logo. Yeah,
so,
no, that is really cool.
So maybe we'll open those, but it does have a nice. I'm gonna turn this around and make it fancy. You could swipe it all night, but little box there with the cool artwork on the back. Expendables 4 film collection right there. So I think it's pretty nice. So then inside here, you basically have the big thick Blu-ray pack with the Blu-rays up front, and I already used the code, so don't bother trying to swipe that, anybody. But you got the Blu-rays up front, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then DVDs here in the back. So actually an 8 disc set. It does not have the director's cut, which I would have liked to have seen, but I went into this kind of hesitantly. John had mentioned that you guys were watching these, so I said, you know what, I'll watch the Expendables, and if I can join you for the show, if I make it through all 4, then I'll do that. well, I enjoyed the first one enough to continue with the franchise. There's no, I shouldn't say there's no way, but there's very little chance that I could have sat through almost the same movie, but a director's cut versus the theatrical. There's not many movies I could ever do that at all. But an action movie like this is not one that typically that I could do that for. So I didn't bother seeking out the director's cut or anything. But I was going to watch the what do they call that, the featurette, like the behind the scenes on the first one, has a name for it. But John told me everything I was curious about when they were as far as about Stallone getting hurt and that stuff, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a moment. But so I didn't need to watch it because that's all I was really curious about was Stallone. Like, why does he walk around like and like this anymore? He doesn't ever turn his neck. I think it has a lot to do with that injury on set of the Expendables. But I watched all 4 movies on here. In fact, you know what? I think I watched, I don't think I watched all 4 here. I think I watched at least the first one. I streamed it. And then I don't remember when I bought this, but I needed part 4. And I don't know, maybe it wasn't streaming on any platform I had. So I looked to see if I could find the 4-pack collection, and I found this. So I bought this, and part 4 I definitely watched here. 1, 2, and 3 I don't remember. And it's, to be honest, if I'm going to do a video like this, I am the exact opposite of Donald, where I will, once we talk about them, I watch them right away. Because my life is so chaotic, I don't know what's going to be going on, and I want to watch them and get them out of the way. So I honestly, I have all 4. I don't remember if I streamed 1, 2, and 3 or not, but 4 I definitely watched the disc from this. But these are just the theatrical. They're not like director's cuts or anything like that. So that's what I watched there. But I think this little 4-pack is very cool. I used to be against purchasing movie collections. I like to have the individual movies so you could get director's cuts and things like that, but I just don't have the space for it anymore. So like the Rambo collection I had, I chucked, well, I didn't chuck, they're in a box, but the other Rambo movies I had, which I didn't have all of them, but the ones that I did have, they're out there now, and I freed up a lot of space by having that collection. So so here is this, and when you put it in the box, so you can see the Expendables on the outside, you see the back. So you put this in the front. But I guess maybe I'll open this and we'll see what the other images are. But so that's what I watch. And then the only special features I watched then were part 4. I wanted to know what the heck happened to that movie. I think that's the general consensus, is that 1, 2, and 3 look really cool and fun and everything, and then part 4 it's almost like when you look at it like one of those movies that they tried to make in 3D so everything looks all weird, but it's not, and so it didn't work out well.
Real quick,
Donald, yes, Donald, you.
Just a comment about part 4. While we were watching it, I kept telling my wife, "This is Expendables, the video game."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looked exactly like it looked like I was watching a cutscene from a video game. I was like, "What am I watching? How much CGI is in this freaking movie?" I mean, I'm sure there was a little bit of CGI in all the other 3, but it wasn't that bad. It was bad, man.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that when we get to part 4 more, right? Yeah. But that's what I watch. And as I try to carefully open these, John, if you want to proceed.
Yeah, so we'll start with obviously the first one, The Expendables, which came out August. Almost all of them came out in August. August 13th, 2010. And let's see here. It's trying to look at. So, what was its budget?
So I think the catch for me with the Expendables movies has always been about the cast. It's an action movie, and you take all these great action stars and put them into a movie. And so that's, as we go along, the casts, there are some mainstays and there's some people that come and go. The first movie, in my opinion, has the best cast. Of
Okay, well, let's take a look at that. So the budget for it was 80 to 82 million, and it made 274.5 million.
Well, there you go. That is a profitable flick right there.
Yeah. Now, did you get your cards out?
I did. I was going to show them as you started naming casts, but I can. There we go.
Go
Look
ahead.
at that. Barney Ross right there. So that's pretty
Nice.
cool. Stallone. And on the other side of that, good old Gunner.
Oh, good old Dolph.
The Punisher. Mr. Christmas right here. That one's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
And then Caesar. Right there.
I like to think of Dolph Lundgren as Kindergarten Cop 2.
Is there a sequel to Kindergarten Cop? No. Who decided that needed to exist? Trench right there. So you got Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and then Luna. So that's what you get. So you got the 4 of those, and then the artwork is separate, and these are back to back, but this is just blank on the back. So
very nice.
Kind of cool. Little goodies to have there. I don't know what you would ever do with this artwork, but
just keep it in the box.
Well, and that's what I will be doing. Yes. In case I ever get Stallone to sign it, I'll have him sign that artwork right there.
There you go.
No, I won't. I'm kidding.
You never know. You never know.
I would never have him sign this. I would shit a Rambo poster or something.
Shit a Rambo poster.
I would ask Jesus Christ to come down from the heavens above with a Rambo poster for me to get Sylvester Stallone to sign, because there's no way I would get him to sign anything else. For me personally, I love Rambo way more than Rocky. I like Rambo, then Cobra, then Rocky, probably. So
if you're going to ask Christ for the poster, why not just ask him to have it autographed?
Well, because I want to witness the autograph. Nothing. You can't trust anything you don't witness. So.
Okay. All right. So we shouldn't trust the Hindenburg. We shouldn't trust World War II. We shouldn't. I understand.
Yeah.
We shouldn't trust Expendables 4.
We should not. No. Hell no. And boy, do I have something to say. That producer is off his rocker. So.
All right, so let's start. Okay, so let's just do the cast stuff then. Okay. All right, so and I'll read them off, and I'll try to do the best with the names that I can. So let me know as I go through them. Do they deserve to be in the Expendables or not? So we'll go. So Sylvester Stallone.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you get a thumbs up there.
Yes. Okay. Jason Statham.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I can't see you guys, so you actually have to say yes.
Oh, you can't see me?
No, because I'm reading the names off of Wikipedia.
Okay.
Jet Li.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Jet Li needed more. I mean, like he was good in the first one, but oh man, down the road with the franchise. But love Jet Li.
Yes.
I think maybe some of the bigger ones like Jet Li and them were in less and less because they had either other projects going on at the same time, or they couldn't get paid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you think about Eric Roberts as the villain?
I kind of like Eric Roberts as a villain. I'll name drop first. I was involved with production of a movie that Eric Roberts is in, and Eric Roberts almost ran me over with a car because I had to direct him when to stop the car. And then I got to sit and hang out with Eric Roberts. And of everything that I could have talked about with Eric Roberts for the hour or so that we sat around bullshitting, we talked about Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, didn't even know he was on it.
And he went far too. And so when we were in production, he had to be on Dancing with the Stars set the next morning, and we had a night shoot. So we were trying to wrap him first so he could get done and go. But he was complaining. He was like, I thought I was going to, he said he thought he was going to be kicked off quick because he can't dance. He's old and his he just can't move because all the, probably stunt injuries he's sustained over the years or whatever. And just being older, he's not that flexible or limber anymore. And so dancing really kicked his ass. But people liked him and kept voting him back every week. And so he lasted quite a long time on the show.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. And of course, I love his daughter, Emma, who I'm absolutely, she's one of my favorites. She's in my top 5. She's my crush. Nobody will ever surpass Mila Jovovich, but she is right there. So
who?
Mila Jovovich.
Who?
Mila Jovovich.
I kid.
Mila Jovovich. And then my connection to Eric Roberts would be Joe Lujan's The Immortal Wars, because he's in the first 2, and then I come in later. So I'm in the same series as him, I guess the same franchise, but I never got to meet him.
So what you're saying is you were never on set with him and had to signal him when to stop a car. You never got to sit around and talk with him and hang out.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Or you never got to I got to bring him a bottle of water while he was waiting. So,
no. Yeah. No, I'll give you this one.
Okay.
I'll give you this one. Cause you know who gave me all those Blu-rays back there, right?
Yeah, but he's not a movie star.
And of course, Eric Roberts I was a huge fan of Doctor Who before it went all freaking woke. And they did the American Doctor Who, the movie, where Paul McGann played the Doctor, and he played the Doctor's nemesis, the Master. And he did a very good job of playing the Doctor's nemesis. So I was very happy with him doing that.
Okay.
Donald, what do you have about Eric Roberts?
I never met the man. I'm not famous film directors like you guys are. So, I mean, I've never met the man, but I did enjoy him in this. He played a very menacing villain. I've enjoyed him in other things. Yeah, he's even been in some low budget movies that he may or may not have been in for the whole movie, even though they put him in the top there. But
well, that's marketing for you at its finest. But no, he's been in a million low budget movies, a million of them,
so. Including one. Isn't it called A Talking Cat? And he's the voice of the cat.
Oh, that's funny.
But I think it's like the cat's just walking around and it's Eric Roberts' voice. Like his mouth doesn't move, it just stays shut and just, hey, where am I?
I'm just like scrolling through his resume, kind of looking at like like the Pope of Greenwich Village is great from way back in the day. Yeah. But man, just a billion things. Would you care to guess not over under. How many acting roles do you think he's had?
I'm going to say 250.
300.
Okay. John, you're 250, Donald?
I said about 300.
About 300? Okay. Eric Roberts has acted in what is out already. There's 94 projects coming that are not out yet.
Oh my God.
But He's already acted in movies that have been released in 769 films. Well, films and or TV shows.
Wow.
769. But I mean, you look at 2025 alone, there's like 10. You look at 24, there's probably 30 different things for 2024 that he was in. And the vast majority of them are like very low, well, Desert Fiends. So there you go. Ultra low budget right there. And the funny thing is, I'm looking. Oh no, there it is. Yeah. Right before Desert Fiends, he was in Heretics. Yeah. But yeah, don't go bother looking up Heretics because those a-holes forgot to give me credit. So, but I will bitch about it right here, but I'm too proud to go crying to them to go, what the fuck?
Are you at least listed on IMDb?
No, that's they didn't put me on IMDb.
You could do that. You could put yourself on IMDb.
That's what I'm saying. I'm too proud. If they told me when we were done that they could not have got the film finished without me, but yet then they decided to not even bother to put me on IMDb. So
sure.
Wow. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Well,
that's the asylum for you.
Okay. So now our next one. So far we're all yeses on these. Randy Couture.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve Austin.
Personally couldn't care less, but he was good.
Okay. But he's of that time period though.
Yeah. So. No, for me, Steve Austin, I don't know. I think he was a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler.
Okay. So, but he was not like Stallone. And okay, Statham kind of came along later too. But Stallone, Jet Li, Lundgren, they've been legends forever. And some of the other people we haven't talked about, but I guess like Randy Couture was more recent, like Steve Austin era. So I guess that's okay. But I prefer the actual like real legends like Stallone and Schwarzenegger and stuff. So
well, yeah, because those guys are 80s. These other guys are 90s. So he's kind of aiming at 80s, 90s.
You're very welcome. You have me on the show. You get things like that. I'll bill you later. Don't worry about it.
God, it came right out of my microphone.
Like what the hell?
Jeez.
I could taste it. Nom, nom, nom.
Bring it up again and we'll vote on it. That's my bad Pee Wee Herman. Okay, so we're kind of getting into people that so David Zayas. Are you I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
Zayas? I don't know how you would say it, but we know and love him from the TV show Dexter. He was one of the main like detectives on Dexter, and in this, of course, he played like a bad guy, but in Dexter, he is Sergeant Angel Bautista, who we absolutely love. But you need a bad guy. And I thought he played a pretty good bad guy. So he wasn't an expendable. He was just in the Expendables movie. And I'm okay with that because I would not have been okay if he was an expendable, but him being in the movie gets a thumbs up.
Okay, Donald.
I'm not sure which one this one is. I'm not good with names, so do you mind telling me which one this one was?
What he was what, the henchman? He was Eric Roberts' like side
General
guy, right?
He was General Garza. He was he was the dad. Remember the daughter?
Okay. The general. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah. He did a good job. He was very believable.
Yeah, some of these are I'm not familiar with them. Like Philip knows him, I would think more from Dexter, but I don't really know.
Yeah,
I would say that he's fine. I just don't really know. And then what is it? Giselle.
It looks like Ite. I would think.
She was Sandra. Sorry, Sandra.
And I think she played the daughter, General Garza's daughter, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's fine. She's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charisma Carpenter. She's mostly TV. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Charmed, Veronica Mars. She plays Lacey.
Who was Lacey? Was that Christmas's girlfriend or something? I don't remember. But yeah, if we don't remember, I'm really just kind of let's pass on.
Yeah, unless she was she the one that was Stallone? I don't know, like the girlfriend or the potential girlfriend. Did you notice that every girl in this basically throws themselves at Stallone or Barney, and he rejects all of them?
Yeah,
he's like a total incel. So because I wanted to continue on because we have Gary Daniels, who I'm a massive fan of.
Lacey was Christmas's like girl, the one on the motorcycle and stuff.
Oh yes, because then she's in part 2, and Stallone thinks that she's she's no good.
Yep.
He keeps telling her to get okay. So Gary Daniels, who is in my mind an icon. I mean, this is kickboxer, you know, out of London, City Hunter, works with Jackie Chan, Fist of the North Star. I mean, I think, in my opinion, he definitely deserves to be there. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he had his own movies going on in the 80s. I really like Gary Daniels. I was happy to see him in this. So that's a yes for me.
Yes for me.
Then Terry Crews, who I always like. He plays Caesar, Hal Caesar. So I think he's worth it. You know, football player.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
He's
and
freaking hilarious.
Mickey Rourke, of course.
It should be Mickey Rourke 2.0, the ugly, weird-looking Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, that surgery did not go well.
Yeah, but Mickey Rourke was great. I thought he did good, and he's a legend. So that's what this movie was about. Was he's legends? So he fit in perfectly.
Yep, Donald.
I enjoyed his role. I just wish they would have brought him back for the second one, or at least like mentioned him in the second one, the third one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Then we have Bruce Willis. He was Mr. Church. So definitely,
he's okay.
Definitely Bruce Willis.
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
He's okay. He's a good guy.
And then uncredited cameo goes to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. An action movie, you'll never go wrong putting Arnold in it. Until the day he dies, you'll be fine putting Arnold in there, even if he's not holding an M249 squad automatic weapon, mowing people down. You can still, put him in there doing something.
Yeah, and I think he only had the cameo because this is around the time that he was the governor. So
have him doing a cigar. Yeah, a cigar, you see. I'll just sit here smoking my cigar.
Are all about the cigars.
Yeah.
Both of them are. So okay, so that's what's listed as cast. I guess that there's even more that you could click on, but I think
we don't need to go in.
Enough.
Yeah, everybody else is pretty much a no-name.
And then this one is directed by Stallone.
Yeah.
So, and then he passed that off when he did part 2. So, we can get into other stuff later. But so I brought this up. So the theatrical cut was certainly not lacking in the action department, but it was a bit thin on narrative and backstory. The extended version of the movie, with over 200 changes to the original cut, bolsters the dramatic elements of the plot.
That's a lot of changes.
Yeah, and Stallone on the documentary talks about how the theatrical cut is fine. I think it's solid. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. If they didn't do the extended cut, it would still be fine.
How much longer is the extended cut? I've got 1 hour and 43 minutes, and I'm guessing that is the theatrical.
114.
It is 114.
So that's 114 minutes would be
the director's cut.
114.
Well,
120 is 2 hours. So it's like it's 11 minutes longer.
So yeah, and I think it's definitely the better version. One of the things that he regretted is you know, I may be pronouncing his last name wrong. Sully, was it Inya, the lead singer of Godsmack?
Oh,
his song from his solo album, Sinner's Prayer, is what's used for the credits in the extended version. And Stallone regretted taking that out and using something else. So he put it back into the extended version.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there's stuff like that. So it's definitely worth it. Is it when you watched it for the first time, and this is a question for both of you, did you feel what Stallone was trying to do? Did you feel this nostalgia? Did you feel like, oh man, I'm so happy to see these guys from like the 80s and 90s all in one movie, even if it's small roles like, you know, Bruce Willis or Schwarzenegger? Do you feel that he achieved what he did?
John, if you're going to throw it to us, you should pick one of us to go to. So, but Donald, go ahead, go first on this one.
When I first seen the movie, I did see the theatrical cut first. I'm not too familiar with the changes, so I didn't watch them back to back like John did. But when I first seen them, I enjoyed, you know, having all the big 80s stars, you know, coming together to become probably what everyone in the 80s probably wanted, just all their favorite action stars to come together and form like a big, you know, a crew almost. And I think this did it spectacularly.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, and I agree. I think to specifically address your question, did he accomplish, you know, the goal of getting this, the nostalgia of all these guys? Like you think of the 80s, you think of Schwarzenegger and Stallone with these giant machine guns, just like mowing people down. Yes, they did get that. And I even the folks that weren't those 80s legends, you know, we still know them as badasses like Randy Couture or, you know, Steve Austin and, you know, some of these guys, we know them as badasses. And so to put them in that mix and to have, you know, with some of these guys, you're going to get that element of comedy, whether it's that kind of dry comedy that you laugh at where like they're on screen, like attempting to be serious, but it's hysterical, or slapstick or just goofy jokes or whatever. You know, it's going to be fun and it's going to be over the top, outrageous. And that's exactly what we got. It was just a fun, wild ride. Yeah, the story was pretty solid, but that is a side note because all we really cared about going in, I think the vast majority of people went like, we get to go see a movie where some of our 80s icons are back doing what they're doing. I'm in. I don't care what the story is. So, yeah, I think you nailed it.
Yeah, I think that go on.
I was going to add something. I think the nostalgic actually progresses through the second and third movie because they even have scenes where two characters, which we'll get to when we get to part 2, is actually stealing each other's lines.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that he did it. I do wish in the sequels that maybe he might have included some more of the like the 80s women in there, like Cynthia Rothrock, because she had like a whole series out there, you know, and so it would have been nice maybe to see some of them. But in the first film, I think this is how it should have gone. I think it's very solid as far as people go. So I liked it, and yes, Stallone on this one. Philip brought it up where he was basically almost dead by the end of this movie. The amount of bones that he broke to make this film, that he basically directed at least a quarter of this movie with a broken ankle. And he had his collarbone, he had like a slip disc. His back got all messed up. It was, which is probably why he chose not to direct the second one. And but he, he was a trooper. You would see him limping, and then once he yelled action, he got right up on that ankle and did his job. So this was an incredibly difficult shoot, according to that documentary. There was interference. There was all this stuff like, will this movie get done? Will it be finished? And then it's really, that documentary is really good. So it's definitely worth, watching for people out there who want to know how these movies are made, because this was almost kind of an indie movie in a way. So it's not, there wasn't like studio interference. There was just problems around it. So
I heard that that was great. My thing for me personally is with this franchise, and a lot of action franchises in general, I watch them just to have a fun, fast-paced, goofy movie. I don't watch them with any element of like seriousness, or I'm not a mega fan or anything of that nature. So it's not something that I'm gonna sit down and watch, but somebody like my friend, I think you guys know that Fat Samurai guy, loves action movies. He loves them, and he's the guy that sits down and watches these. And so I feel like I can confirm what you're saying, John, that watching that special features on the first one is, if you're a big action movie fan, you got to do it.
Yeah, and I think it's also good for filmmaking. I think that it's basically Stallone is telling you how to make a movie, and from the beginning to the end, and what a lot of people maybe don't they don't take Stallone seriously. And after you see this, you realize what he went through to make this was pretty incredible. Because Sylvester Stallone got hurt during the making of the Expendables due to a stunt gone wrong. He broke his neck and has undergone 7 back surgeries to address the injury.
Wow.
I mean, that's 7. That's what it says. Yeah. In fact, I'm seeing other ones that say 7, like Variety and People Magazine. Yeah, it was bad. And he addresses all this type of stuff. He doesn't shy away from it. I mean, it was with Steve Austin that basically he picked him up. Steve Austin picked up Stallone and threw him down, and he landed on his back, and it was on this like a little kind of like a little hill thing that went into like a cave, like another area in this mountain. So the way that he hit, it wasn't flat. He hit on this, and it like messed up his back. And you could see him. He gets up and he just wanders because he's in so much pain. He just leaves. He just like walks out of the shot. But he does the whole scene. It's there. It's in the movie. So it's kind of like my Tommy when he broke his ankle when he did that jump. How he was dedicated. And
Tommy Jane, Thomas Jane,
Tom Jane, or Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise, that guy.
That's right. Yeah, that guy.
But Tom Jane is excellent. Is Tom Cruise too good to be an expendable? What was his problem?
No, he's too much money.
He wasn't worthy enough. No.
He was supposed to be the original Iron Man. He was set, but he wanted too much money. And at the time, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't a star. You know, he wasn't a household name yet. So they got him, and he cost like, you know, a fraction of what, you know, Tom Cruise wanted. So, but so that's, yeah. So that's I'm looking at. Oh, damn you! Get out of there. Yeah, he says, I did stupid stuff. I was directing Expendables, and like an idiot, I'm doing take 10, take whatever. And I remember one slam, I could actually feel one bang, Stallone said to Paramount. Steve knew, yeah, so that's, yeah, so that was, yeah, this whole article is like talking about his injuries. So it was.
That kind of makes sense that they later on in the movie they had Randy Couture's character fighting Steve Austin later. Instead of continuing, because Stallone fights him first, and then later on when Eric Roberts and the girl and them are trying to escape, Randy Couture comes out of the woodwork and just starts hammering on Steve Austin.
We're not going to do this again. So I heard that at some point in one of these, they were going to do Steven Seagal, but like he wanted too much money or it was difficult. So they never brought him in. Do you think that's a mistake to not have him in this series?
You don't need Seagal. You don't. Yeah. I mean, he was back then, but
Seagal fan, so.
Yeah.
The one guy that I really would have liked to have in this is Olivier Gruner. He was in Nemesis, the Albert Pyun movie, Nemesis. He's been in a bunch of stuff, more direct to video, but I wish that he was in one of these. So I think he was left out. You know, I think that's unfortunate. So, we have our own language, apparently.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like the cast, I think they had so many names that that it was fine. You could sit here all day and go like, oh, should have had this person, should have had this person, should have had this person. Eventually the roles would have been too watered down that wouldn't have mattered. You would have just been seeing their faces. So I mean, then at that point I would say, okay, well, you want to add somebody, we got to take somebody out. But so I was good with the cast in that sense.
Okay. So I have, they just found this. Let's see here. This is on IMDb. Actors that should have been in the Expendables. So let's see if we agree that they should be in. Okay. Looking at, I'm guessing this is Paycheck, that they're just too expensive, which is why they haven't been in the other ones. So this is 12 people. Number 1, Liam Neeson.
It would have been fine. Liam Neeson. Oh, he could have been a good bad guy. Yeah, Liam Neeson he's you know, like Taken was great. He's been in some things that are a lot of fun, but he's not that big hulking badass guy. You know, he's more like, I'm gonna use my smarts and catch you and kind of stuff. Where these guys are just brute force badasses. So I'm okay with Neeson not being in there.
Donald?
I mean, it would have been cool to see him maybe as a bad guy or something, but I agree with that, Philip here. Just, you know, you had basically you're trying to stick with like the big muscle guys, you know, like when you had Stone Cold Steve Austin, you have basically Rocky and Rambo. You have you know the Terminator. You have I mean you have like all these big names. You want to see action. You want to see people getting the crap kicked out of them, beating the crap out of each other. You want to see you know, guns blazing. You want to see all this stuff. So I mean, it would have been cool to see Liam Neeson in it, but I'm not too mad. Maybe, and you never know. Maybe they might make Expendables 5. They might put him in there then.
No way. Not with that box office.
Stallone's going to come back and direct this one. He's going to say, "I'm going to make sure I'm making it right."
Well, see, he's smart with a lot of the casting because it's 80s, 90s guys. Then you have action guys. Then you have wrestlers. But then you also have Jet Li. And Jet Li is the China factor because you got to sell this movie to China. So it makes China to make money. That's what he did with Escape Plan. That's why it has so many martial arts in it, and they're all from China. Is because he wants to make sure it gets over to to China. So okay, so Clive Owen.
Yeah, he's cool, but like we didn't miss anything not having him here, in my opinion.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Danny Trejo.
Fuck Danny Trejo.
Wow.
He's okay, but he's in it would be like adding a second Eric Roberts. He's in anything and everything if somebody would pay him like $75.
Okay. I like Danny Trejo. I mean, I have no beef with the guy.
You are allowed to disagree with me. Don't feel obligated to agree with me by any means.
I don't really. I just watch people because I like them, and he's made some pretty good movies. Machete's been good, so that's the only.
Oh, Machete's fine. I don't hate Danny Trejo as a person or an actor, but
that's not what you said 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, he's not for this. I can say fuck him, but that doesn't mean I hate his guts. It means I hate his guts for this.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you.
Yeah. He's a cholo. He's a gangster. He's like this kind of wild west, not an action movie badass. I don't look at him and go, this is a guy with military experience. This is a guy with martial arts experience. He's a guy from the hood who will stab you, that kind of guy. So I don't think he would fit here.
Okay. Next one, Vin Diesel.
Now, I will say this with the utmost sincerity about his entire career. Fuck that guy. I'm not a fan at all. Not a fan at all. I'm glad he's not in it because I probably would have told you I will not watch. I just am not a Vin Diesel fan at all.
I love the Fast and Furious films. I am a Riddick fan. I have met him at Sundance. I don't want him in this because he already has his own franchises.
Inferno, thank damn it, God! Inferno is the name of the special features on the disc.
Yeah.
And I was looking. It took me like 20 minutes to find it. But Inferno, that's what everybody's saying is so great. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'm going to say the same thing with Vin Diesel for this actor, Dwayne Johnson. No, you already got your franchises. You're good in Fast and the Furious. No, I would not want him.
You see, he is too new and too like. I mean, I know we're peeing on things now and stuff. But he had the Rock had that kind of like mama's boy, good guy, real. I couldn't ever see him with the machine gun just mowing down people. He'd be the one who would be like, oh, we need to win. He'd be the Batman of the bunch. He'd want to win without killing anybody. So, no.
I mean, he was big in the wrestling scene back at about the same time as Stone Cold. So, I mean, but I will.
Well, what movies is
I wouldn't want him in it. I wouldn't want him.
I know The Rock from movies. I've never seen him in a wrestling ring. I know The Rock from movies. I don't know Steve Austin from movies. So as a casual fan, I understand, like, maybe Steve Austin has done some movies where you could see him being kindergarten cop, or like, you know, I know Rock wasn't in that, but I'm just saying, like, movies with kids and stuff like that, where, and I know Schwarzenegger's done kindergarten, you know, all that, but I just can't ever see The Rock doing that. That's my opinion. Sorry, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good, man. You're good. I mean, there was a couple. I've seen some of Stone Cold's movies. He had a movie called Damage, which was really good. It was basically about him. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I do remember enjoying it. He's done a lot of other stuff too. So,
but now, and
I wouldn't want to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson in The Expendables. I mean, he's been in too much at this point. I think he just, you know.
I think part of maybe why I haven't seen Stone Cold and stuff, I think some of the movies he does, or maybe a lot of the movies he does, are the WWE produced movies, and those suck. The ones that I've seen, they are terrible. The Marine, no, fuck you. I like John Cena, but that movie was an insult to Marines. I mean, 10 minutes in, I turned it off and was like, no, this is such an insult to Marines.
Yeah, I own the 4-disc collection of the Marine.
I never seen the Marine movies. The only movies I've seen from WWE was 12 Rounds, and that was it. And I've seen the first.
The movie, it was like they didn't consult an actual Marine for that movie to make it. And that,
I mean,
as a Marine, oh no, they do.
100%. Oh, do they? Okay. I'm not. I wasn't trying to be like smart. I was like, does Hollywood?
Yeah, they do. No, they really will have military consultants on set and stuff. And with this one, they clearly didn't. They refer to Marines as Marines are not soldiers. Army is soldiers. Army is beneath Marines. When the Army has problems, can you hear me? Oh, what happened?
You froze.
I went away from you. That's the government. They're tuning in to see what I'm bitching about now. Forgive me.
Yeah, so you bring up the Marines. Okay, so
I'll stop.
We haven't even gotten to part 2 yet, so let's gonna quickly go through these. Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, man. I might have liked Kiefer Sutherland in this. Maybe as a bad guy. He could have been a good bad guy in this. Like a mastermind or something. I think they not as an expendable, but maybe as like one of the bosses, like the generals or the people above that order the Expendables where to go or something like that. I think Kiefer Sutherland would have been cool.
Okay, let's make these quicker so we can get through it. So, Donald?
I'm not a fan of Kiefer Sutherland. I can never say his name right. I apologize.
Wow.
Okay. Clint Eastwood.
Ooh. I would have liked Clint Eastwood in a cameo, kind of like what we got with Chuck Norris in this franchise. A little cameo like that. It would have been great.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Mark Wahlberg.
No. Love Marky Mark. Don't want him in this movie.
Nope.
Okay. Pierce Brosnan.
He might have been a good villain. But it would have been. I would have been cool with him being in it.
Maybe as a cameo, like Chuck Norris, or you know.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have one James Bond in there. I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Daniel Craig. Speaking of James Bond.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, Daniel Craig is even more of a badass than Pierce Brosnan as Bond. So I would say but Daniel Craig wouldn't make a good like villainous boss where Pierce Brosnan would. So he would have to be an Expendable, but I'd be okay with that. Daniel Craig as an Expendable would be cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
Either that or have him as like the church character. Have him come in and he's the CIA guy or something, saying, "Hey, we need you to do this," and then have him do like Bruce Willis did in one of the movies where he shows up and starts blowing people up and stuff.
Okay. Well, Philip may like this one. Matt Damon.
No, yeah, you know, I love me some Matt Damon, but I don't think he would be right for this. I mean, he didn't come around till the end of the 90s. And I mean, Jason Bourne is not an Expendables type character. He was in Green Zone, which was great, but it's not really an Expendables type character. So I would say no on Matt Damon, even though, I mean, he fell off my Mount Rushmore, but he's still like in my top 10 favorite actors.
I really don't have too much of an opinion. I haven't seen too many of Matt Damon's movies. So.
Okay. I gotta leave. I'll see you guys. Bye.
I mean, I've seen a lot of his drama movies. I haven't seen a lot of action movies he's been in. So
yeah.
So
well,
and then the last one on here we have discussed Steven Seagal.
I'm good without him. He's such a douche.
I'm good.
Douche. Okay.
You know who we need? We need John Cena.
John Cena could have been good in one of these movies. I would not have minded John Cena in there. But John Cena should have been in there playing the Invisible Man. That's one thing I do know about John Cena. They say from the memes, they say like you can't see him or something. So maybe he took some potion and became invisible or something.
Okay, there you go. All right. So final verdicts on the first Expendables. Good movie. What's your rating? 1 to 5 type of thing.
Jonathan, go first because I ramble and I'll try to cut it off.
So, me go first?
No, well, either one of you guys.
I'll go. Okay, since I'm already talking, I'm going with the extended cut, and I would give that. I give that a 4 out of 5. And then Donald.
I'll give it a 4.5 for the director's cut. I don't really remember the theatrical cut that well, so I'm not going to comment on the theatrical. But the director's cut, I'll give a 4.5.
Okay, Philip.
Yeah, being never seen the director's cut, which if I ever rewatch any of these, it will probably be the director's cut. Maybe if I'm out at your place sometime, John, maybe we could pop it in and check it out. But I thought the theatrical version of the Expendables, because it gave us what we wanted, it was done very well. And I mean, you had old guys being action stars, but they still made it work. They had, I mean, you were in airplanes, you were doing all kinds of different things. Stuff was blowing up. It really scratched the itch. I loved it. Maybe more than the way I look at movies, maybe more than as much as I should have. Because I really value story and real depth, and where I thought the story was fine, but I mean, we all kind of figured what was going to happen, but still, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm glad that Stallone decided they needed this franchise, and I'll give it a 4-star, which is, I think, the highest, maybe not, but I mean, for action movies, a 4-star is really high scale for me.
Okay. And and I forgot to mention this is, I'm absolutely certain that Dolph Lundgren died in the movie. I think he died.
Oh, yeah.
And then in test screenings, they said, no, you need to bring him back because he even says, the character says to Stallone, thanks for not killing me, which I think is an in-joke to that he originally died. And then Stallone shot did some, some extra filming, did some reshoots or whatever and put him back in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
once they said, you know what, we think this has potential to be a franchise as opposed to a standalone. Like, they probably talked to some of the actors and they were like, I want to come back. I want to do part 2. And then at that point, Stallone was like, well, shit, we need Dolph. We can't do part 2 without the Punisher, because forget everything else Dolph's done. That's irrelevant. It's all about the Punisher. So, but we need the Punisher for part 2. So we got to make this guy undead. So as much as he died, he was dead. They brought him back. So I'm glad they did. We love Dolph.
Well, yeah, and he's like really good friends with Stallone. Like, they are buddies. The kind of like how now Statham and him are buddies, you know, with Stallone. And of course, I love mentioning this because people think Dolph Lundgren is dumb. He's a genius.
Yeah, I believe it.
He has a massive IQ. The guy, what did they say he was? Like a rocket engineer, something like that. He is like massively intelligent. And now I kind of want to know.
It's funny. I just Googled what is Dolph Lundgren's IQ, and so he has a 160, which is a very high IQ. Dolph Lundgren is a Swedish actor, director, and martial artist who has an IQ of 160, which is considered a genius person in the top 0.1% of the population of the world. This places his name with the most notable neurosurgeons, scientists, and college teachers who have an IQ of more than 140. With his IQ level, Dolph Lundgren could have made it in any profession. It doesn't say what that makes him, though, but like, he's basically your average everyday rocket scientist.
Yeah. Can you imagine the guy who played Drago is a rocket scientist?
Right.
Literally, if you went to him and went, "Oh, what are you, a rocket scientist?" He'd be, "Yeah."
But in the same sense, maybe not IQ wise. I don't know what Stallone's IQ would be, but you look at Stallone, and a lot of people, you think he's just this dumb brute, but he is a very good filmmaker. He knows how to put movies together to capture an audience, so, and he understands when it needs to be fun and when it needs to be serious. So I think a lot of people maybe don't credit Stallone for being as smart as he probably really is.
Yeah, he's a good businessman. He knows what's going on. So yeah, a lot of people think he's just dumb like Rocky. And it's just like, no, he's a smart guy. So okay, so Expendables 2. Obviously Expendables was a hit. So in 2012, we got Expendables 2, and its budget was $100 million. The box office on it is $315 million.
Nice.
Yep, noise. And
nice.
It is directed. Noise. And it's directed by Simon West, who is one of my favorites. He did Con Air, among other things.
Okay. Solid movie. Con Air. Good stuff.
Yeah. And the cast in this one is, okay, so we got Stallone, we got Statham, Jet Li is back, Dolph Lundgren is back, and of course we got Chuck Norris. So that right there.
Yeah.
Automatic check. Yeah. Then Terry Crews is back. Randy Couture is back. This one I thought was a little weird, but okay. Liam Hemsworth.
So, but remember, Liam was the kid, and so he worked as the kid, and then he got killed, and so they were kind of avenging him throughout the rest of the movie. So I think for him to be an expendable throughout this movie might have been a little much, unless he was like that kind of sidekick apprentice learning to be an expendable. But the way he went out, I thought was great. I loved him in the role. I thought he did a great job. And when they killed him, that was probably the most emotional I was with this entire franchise, where I was like, all right, we got to kill some fuckers now. So I think he was good in it.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I thought he was fine. I just thought it was just it was interesting because I think he's kind of looked at as the lesser of the Hemsworths. So
yeah, but again, we are talking 2012, and I mean, okay, I think Thor was already out by then and stuff, but But they were both. I mean, the Hemsworth family, you know, maybe more so in Australia or whatever, they're all pretty damn popular in their own right. Of course, there's only one Thor.
Yeah. And that's the Thor from Thor Love and Thunder.
Rainbow Bright, baby.
Ugh. We don't talk about that movie.
Yeah, no need to. Scott Adkins, he was the villain's right-hand man. And he's no Atkins was offered a role in the original film, but turned it down because he did Undisputed 3 Redemption.
He's been in some decent stuff. Day Shift, John Wick Chapter 4. I mean, he's been in some good stuff, but I wouldn't know him if he was walking down the street. So,
right.
You know, American Assassin. That was a good movie. Love that. So, I mean, he's been in some good stuff, but he's just not that name like the rest of these guys to me.
Okay. And then how do you pronounce that? Is it Yunnan?
Oh, I think Yunnan.
Yunnan as Maggie. So she was the okay, so Maggie Jan is a CIA agent working for Church who teams with the Expendables to retrieve the lost safe.
Yeah,
I guess she's fine. She does have she's got nothing. Yeah, I mean she's really hot.
Yeah, but she turned out to be a badass in the film. So yeah, I mean, to me, in a movie like this, I don't know why, and maybe I'm gonna get some hate for this. Yeah, you're a bigot. If I want a badass in this movie, I want an Asian chick. I don't know why, but they are good badasses. Not that broad they put in part 4. So anyways, I think she was great.
Yeah, I think she's fine, and she's Chinese, so that kind of goes along with China. China, and of course Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He played a great villain.
Oh yeah, he was very good. He was very evil, but he looked a little plasticky in the face in the movie, but I think he's had some work done, but he was still a badass, and I enjoyed seeing him, because it would have been weird seeing like him and Stallone on the same team, but he was great. I loved him as the leader of the bad guys.
I will say he looked like a menacing with the sunglasses. As soon as he took the sunglasses off and you seen his eyes, you're kind of like, what is going on there?
Yeah.
Did you
sunglasses back on, man?
Did you see JCVD? The film that he made as himself? Absolutely brilliant. He plays himself, and there's it's like there's a bank robbery or a hostage situation, and because he's Van Damme, everybody's like, why aren't you doing anything? And he's like, I'm an actor, you know, and he plays himself. He talks about all the bad movies. There's a great scene of him sitting in a chair, and the chair kind of lifts in the air and pushes him forward. And he's doing this great scene of, why did I make these movies? These are awful. And it is a great film.
I've never even heard of it, so I just looked it up. It's not even listed as an action movie at all. It's comedy, dark comedy, crime, drama.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And it's like a 7.0 rating on IMDb. That is astronomically high. So yeah, that's great. I'll have to add that to the list.
Yeah, it's a shame because he made this. Everybody was talking about it, like all the critics, and then we'd all go out and rent it. And he does, like I said, this big speech. And then the next thing that comes out is just a slew of shit direct-to-video, action films. So it's like, oh, okay. All right, I guess.
Gotta pay them bills, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then we got Bruce Willis is back as Church. Schwarzenegger is back as Trench in a bigger role. Yeah. So that's always good. The cast is rounded out by Charisma Carpenter reprising her role.
That was good.
Yeah, and then then we don't have to go any further than that because then it's just random. At some stations, let's see. Willis said that Steve Austin would reprise his role. Okay, damn. In November 2010, Charlie Sheen was reported to be in consideration for the role of the CIA agent. 2011, Stallone confirmed that he was in talks with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Man, Travolta, I could see being a bad guy in this, and whatever. It would be nice if he would just be bald. Don't fuck the hair; it's not working for you, dude. But Nicolas Cage would have been great as a bad guy. Nicolas Cage, John Travolta would have to be bad guys.
Yeah, Michael Biehn was also considered, and Michael Pare.
Oh yeah. Did I ever mention I went to a movie premiere with Michael Pare? He was in one of Jose's movies, and we were all there together.
Oh.
May have sat down for dinner with Michael Pare. He would have been fine, but he would have been one of the lesser known cast members, kind of, maybe like one of the bad guys' assistants or something. But I would have been fine with it, but it's not like a great addition, I think.
Well, that's why I really liked Gary Daniels, in the first one, is because I don't think a lot of people know who Gary Daniels is. And so when I saw him, I went, oh shit, that's Gary Daniels. But I don't think a lot of people know that. I mean, because he was kind of in the background, even though he was the, one of the main fighters, but he's kind of a little unknown, but I really like him. I guess age has something to do with that. So,
the guy in the back, Donald, was raising his hand. He had something to say.
Oh, the bathroom is down the hall.
Yeah.
What is happening with Donald?
I don't know. You were raising your hand? Oh, okay, we can't hear you now. Uh-oh. Oh, we hear something.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry, my headphones were dying, and I was trying to kind of like say, hey, keep it going so I could swap it out.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
we need either a hand sign or a code word for that. You want to go with the if we need to take a break, just stick your arm out straight and elevate it to like a 45-degree angle. No, don't do that. I'm kidding.
We're not trying to get canceled by
99999.
Wow.
OGP is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
That I've never understood that, because what you get in a box of chocolates, it's listed. That makes no sense to me.
You know what? Nowadays, you take the little cardboardy insert out, flip it over, and you know which one's which. But I do recall way back in the day getting a box of Whitmans. And the Whitmans, you would open it up and it would tell you on the bottom, there's going to be, 3 of the cherry cream. There's going to be 3 of the orange cream. There's going to be 2 of those, the fucked up coconut bullshit ones. And then they're going to have some other stuff. I hate the coconut ones. You can have those. They're all yours. They're all yours. But you didn't know which ones were which ones were which, and the Whitmans. I brought some Whitmans. Remember when what's his name is in the hospital there, and then Paulie Walnut shows up with the box of Whitmans, and then the Fanuc ends up taking the Whitmans, opening them up, and eating them. Sopranos, forgive me.
Oh, I was gonna say I haven't seen My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, but no, it's great. It's great. Anyways, life was like a box of chocolates. Nowadays, not so much.
Okay, there you go. So, what is our? I'm trying to find because what was the plot of the first one? What were they trying to find in the first one?
That's a good question. I exited out. I had it pulled up right here, but
I have it right here. Oh God. Expendables was Dolph Lundgren's first theatrically released film since 1995 cyberpunk film Johnny Mnemonic.
Wow.
I went to film school with that director's son.
Wow. When you bomb so bad you get a 15-year hiatus, that's a pretty bad movie.
He's great as the religious like assassin. He's all in the robes. He's got the cross and he pulls it open and there's like the knife in it, like the blade. That's the best thing in the movie. But let me see here. So basically, so okay, so they have to save the hostages. We know that. Later, Christmas is upset to discover his girl. Okay, so we're not getting. Meanwhile, Gunner okay. It's just not. There's not like a nutshell type of thing here.
Well, no. So it says a CIA operative hires a team of mercenaries to eliminate a Latin dictator and a renegade CIA agent. So it was they went down to this country to find out what was going on because there was bad stuff. And then so the general, who really the general wasn't the one running things, he was kind of like the pawn of the bad CIA agent, and then his daughter was kind of conflicted that she didn't want to go against her dad or didn't want to get her dad killed and all that.
Okay. So then the plot. So what's the plot for part two?
Part two says Mr. Church reunites the Expendables for what should be an easy paycheck. But when one of their men is murdered on the job, Thor's younger brother, their quest for revenge puts them deep in enemy territory and up against an unexpected threat. So this one is really about the revenge for...
and they're trying to get that box. Like there's something in that box that everybody wants. That's our go-to thing.
Was it like nuclear detonators or something, or am I thinking of something else?
It was it was a blueprint for a mine that I guess people forgot existed, and they had to, and I guess it pointed towards where the titanium. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had to go. Yeah, they had to go to the mine. Yeah, and that's even if I watched all 4 movies yesterday, the storylines kind of blend together sometimes.
That's why I'm having what is it, Donna? Was it Escape Plan where I was confusing everything with the Fortress and Fortress 2 with Christopher Lambert in the same movies?
Well, to be fair, man, you watched 2 of the similar movies back to back, and you're saying like, oh, wasn't this guy in here? And I'm like, I
don't think so.
Wrong franchise, buddy.
Yeah. That was confusing. So okay.
And then all of a sudden he's like, oh crap, I'm remembering Fortress 2. And I'm like, what now?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what movie is Jeffrey Combs in, Reanimator. Yes. And I'm like, wait, is he in like Escape Plan Part 2? And it's like, no, he was in Fortress. Wait, but was he in Fortress? Maybe he was in Fortress 2.
Oh God.
So confusing. Yeah, so these are kind of blending together. So what do we think of Expendables 2? Is that with its cast and it's a different storyline? Is it different enough? Does it hold up to be a good sequel to the first movie? Philip.
So I would say yes, and I like the additions of I think adding Chuck Norris, maybe a little bit more Schwarzenegger. I think gave the boost the cast needed, because you wouldn't want to see the same exact cast. You want, even though Chuck Norris was a smaller role in it, it was enough that it was really cool. But I like the storyline and good plot twists and turns. The locations, when they're right before they go to the mine, when they're in that town and they're kind of having to hunker down in that building when they're being shot at and everything right before, Chuck Norris shows up. I thought all that was really cool. They had a real good reason for being pissed off and wanting to kill. It's funny, Jean-Claude Van Damme, his name is just listed as villain. I guess they never gave him a name in the movie.
His name is Villain or something like that.
Oh, is it Villain? Okay. So kind of spelled like villain, but that's funny. So but that's
probably why they called him that. Villain. Yeah. It almost sounds like villain, just saying kind of like a French or whatever.
Kind of, make it funny. Yeah. Fragile. Must be French. But I think they did a great job with it. As far as a sequel goes, I was very impressed. I had a lot of fun with the movie. If you're asking me which one I like better, this one or the first one, I'd take it or leave it, man. They're both great.
That fight at the end when they're just in that building and I think it's like an airport and everything is just exploding and I would say this rivals the first one. What about you?
Oh yeah, the car, driving around with the car, right? Yeah, inside the airport, that little car.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I think this one improves on the first one. They added more. They actually do a lot more. They take little jokes that kind of like poke at that person, what they've done. Like for example, when they rescue Arnold Schwarzenegger at the beginning, he goes, "I need a gun. I want yours." And Terry Crews is like, "No, I can't. You can't have this." And he's like, "Well, you have an extra one." He's like, "All right. Well, if I don't get this back, your butt's terminated."
Yeah, and then there was something with the chopper too at the end.
Yeah, the chopper, I'll be back. A lot of the Schwarzenegger lines are in this.
Yeah. I think they really played with like their one-liners. I enjoyed it. So it gets 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
John, did we talk about you did mention the budget on this one. And how what was it? This one was 100 million, and how much did it make again? Like 300 or something, right?
It made 100 million. Yeah, so it was 315 million.
Okay, so and both of them are hits.
Yeah, so time to make a part 3.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So with part 3, we are so that was once again in August 15th, 2014. So far we got 2010, 2012, 2014 for part 3. And this one is directed by Patrick Hughes, who did like the Hitman's Bodyguard, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, because I'm not as familiar with him. Man from War Machine. I don't know what any of these are. It's an upcoming science fiction film. The Man from Toronto. Well, that's Woody Harrelson is in that one. Yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of. I know the Hitman's Bodyguard and its sequel. But interesting choice for that. But I mean, I really like Simon West, so it would have been nice if he continued. But so its budget is in between 90 and 100 million, and the box office was 214.7 million. So.
What is that noise? Are you hearing that?
Yeah, it stopped. Good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So what did you guys think of this one? And then we'll talk about cast.
Okay. Well, you want to go? So this one, the storyline here is Barney augments his team with new blood for a personal battle to take down Conrad Stonebanks.
Conrad Stonebanks.
Mel Gibson.
Okay. I guess I should be looking at that as you're reading
the
it.
Expendables co-founder and notorious arms trader who is hell-bent on wiping out Barney and every single one of his associates. So this one is great. And so having Mel Gibson in there, Mel Gibson, and it's funny, before watching it, Fat Samurai told me, he goes, watch Mel Gibson's acting. He's like, he is acting in a different movie where the Expendables franchise is fun and it's a little goofy at times, but it's just an action goofy movie where Mel is like, he's intense at points. He's really intense, and you're like, wow. But I thought he was great, and so having the twist that it comes up that yeah, he was one of the creators of the Expendables, and now he's trying to wipe them all out. Made it for a fun battle. I thought the movie was pretty good. I cast wise, I was in love with it. And you could argue what's your favorite cast. I don't know. But cast wise, this was great. All in all, I think it might have been one notch down from the first two movies, but I still thought it was, as far as being, because a lot of times it's hard to make a good trilogy. So for the third one to come out and be this good, I thought they did something good.
Donald?
I agree with everything Philip just said. I mean, the cast was great. I mean, I enjoyed how they had, where they had to have like the new blood come in. They kind of fail. Well, it's actually Barney's fault because he didn't really think, Mel Gibson's, Conrad. I keep saying the actor. I do apologize.
That's fine.
No. We're just looking at the names, so that's why we remember them.
Yeah. So basically, I like how they had to kind of have like the old and the new kind of join forces and get in there and get the job done. At the very good. I liked it. I would probably, out of the three, I would probably say I like this one probably lesser than 2. Did we even rank 2?
We did not rank 2. Where do we rank 2? 1 to 5.
Oh yeah.
So
I give 2 another 4. I give it a 4 also.
I agree. 4.
I give it a 5.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So then with my thing with part 3 is, one, I thought it was a massive mistake that the studio released it as PG-13. I think people were kind of turned off by that. So I'm glad that there was the unrated version on the disc, because I will never watch the theatrical version. There's no reason to. And I like the idea of bringing in the young, because the studio was probably like, well, everybody's old, so we need younger blood in this. But yeah, I like how they kind of fuck up, and then the old guys come back to save the day. I enjoyed that. I wish Dolph Lundgren by this point would be higher up. Like if you look at posters and stuff, he's always kind of in the background. So
but
really,
Dolph was never on the level of Schwarzenegger or Stallone or Statham
but he's a mainstay. He's been in every one.
Yeah.
So maybe do Stallone and then Statham, and then on the other side of Stallone put Lundgren. He's been there since day one.
A lot of this has to do with actors' contracts and where they're billed. It's part of a contract. There's guys like for a long time. Son of a bitch. Why am I drawing a blank at his name now? Bald guy.
Movie.
Die Hard.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Thank you. God dang. But Bruce Willis would not do anything unless he was billed number 1. He wouldn't go in build number 2 or 3. So this is built into their contracts where those names go. And a guy like Dolph just doesn't have the commanding power to say, no, you need to bill me higher.
He was in Kindergarten Cop 2.
But it doesn't matter if you're a producer and you're sitting there, or a casting agent, and you're sitting there going, okay, I'm putting Stallone, Statham, Harrison Ford, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mel Gibson, Wesley Snipes. I'm putting Kelsey Grammer, Antonio Banderas. I'm putting all these people in one movie. Where does Dolph Lundgren fit? He does not command. And that's why if you look on IMDb, that's usually the way going down the list is how they're billed. And that's built into their contract. And a lot of actors will say, okay, you know what? You can bill me number 2 instead of number 1, but I want an extra $1 million. Or bill me number 3, but I want $2 million extra, because you're affecting my status as an actor. So a lot of that, I understand what you're saying, John. He is a main part of the movie, but you can't bill him above some of these other guys. You just can't.
Okay, because you named some of them, so let's go through them. So we got Schwarzenegger, we got Statham.
I just wanted to point out something. Lundgren's above Willis.
The what?
Lundgren's above Willis.
Yeah, but on the bottom on the left to right thing like that, is I mean, to me, I get it, but I'm, for me, it's when you're looking at IMDb,
but there's also the with and credit that's very important. That's also done with managers and agents, is the with and the and. So that's where I think Harrison Ford, Bruce Willis, and all them, come in. They want that is status. That's the with and the and are important. To it.
All of those things are considered when they are joining. It's not just, hey, I'm going to give you $50, come play in the movie. It's, I'm going to give you this. It's all in their contracts. Yeah.
Sure. So we got Stallone, Statham, Antonio Banderas.
Favorite character of the movie. Fucking loved Antonio Banderas. Oh my God, he was hysterical.
It was hilarious.
He was so
hilarious.
Funny. Yes.
Okay. Then Jet Li is back in a small role. He's at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He's probably shooting another movie. Wesley Snipes.
Love seeing Wesley in this. He's still, man, nowadays, in whatever that movie was with Wolverine and the other guy, Wesley Snipes looks so old in that movie. So it was really cool seeing him kind of looking still like he was a young badass, younger, badass.
I still think they're stupid not to do a Blade movie with him. I mean, it's 100%. so just obvious, but that just tells you how shitty Marvel is.
Looks so old though.
Yeah. He's aged. Of course, Dolph Lundgren, Kelsey Grammer.
Loved it. Kelsey Grammer's great. I think, people don't consider him for a lot of things because we just know him from Cheers and whatever the other show that he did, where he was like the radio host guy.
That's his character from Cheers. Yeah.
I didn't even realize he was in the Expendables. I must have missed it.
Yeah,
he's the one going around with Stallone to get the people, to get the new people. Yeah. And he was in Money Plane, so don't forget that. Don't forget Money Plane.
Yeah,
it's all about the Money Plane.
You are kidding about that, right? I think after I watched that, I threw it away. Yeah, no, that was
I've never seen that in a comment.
Oh, it's so bad. Although Kelsey Grammer gets it in the end, so that was kind of cool.
Randy Couture is back. Terry Crews is back. So far we got some of these guys are 3 for 3, and then was it Kellen Lutz?
Kellen Lutz.
Yeah,
he was one of the younger guys, right? Yeah.
I don't.
The younger Expendables guys. That was one of the reasons I didn't care for this movie as much as the others. I wanted, like, you can bring in new cast, but I don't want the younger blood. I wasn't, to me, him, whatever. He did nothing for me.
Okay. And then here's where we get our women, of course, Ronda Rousey.
Ronda was cool. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about that, but she was cool.
Yeah, I think that you need some chicks in this. And I'm not trying to do DEI or being woke or whatever it is, but there were a lot of women in the 80s and 90s that held, Cynthia Rothrock had China O'Brien, and they did. Dawn the Dragon Wilson could have been in this too. He did
Dawn the Dragon, yeah, but he was already so old. But as far as the women, my thing with the women, and you mentioned that earlier, I forgot, but I wanted to mention that when you were talking about that. I don't remember, and I know Cynthia Rothrock, but I can't name one movie she's been in. But I would probably know some. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can't name them. But I don't remember any leading badass women from the 80s or even 90s. So, I mean, Sigourney Weaver, but she's not going to fit here. I don't know. I don't think we need the women.
Donald?
I was going to say Sigourney Weaver at first, but then he said he said it before.
I could see if they wanted to do Sigourney Weaver, it would be a cameo, I think. It's the same thing with like Linda Hamilton, I think would be a cameo type of thing. So if they wanted to do that. Glenn Powell, who I like, of course, Top Gun Maverick.
Lieutenant Jake Hangman.
Yeah, he is he's rising. So Twisters, so he's been doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Victor Ortiz, a sharpshooter and lethal weapon soldier, used to work at DARPA.
Again, he was one of the younger casts that I couldn't give two fucks about. When they went around and got all these guys, I was like, oh no, I'm hoping they're not the movie and we're forgetting all the old guys. These guys, he's another one I couldn't give two fucks about. He was one of the reasons this movie fell off a little bit. But
I think I think this was done on purpose because of Hollywood. I think that it's like remember, Stallone was out of it for a while. Like nobody liked him or respected him. His movies were bombing, and then he did Rocky Balboa, and then boom, he skyrocketed again. So I think, and then of course you have Creed, where he was up for an Academy Award. And I think it's showing that Hollywood is saying, Stallone, yeah, we'll do part 3, but you got to bring in all these young people because that's what people want.
Well, and that's who goes to the movies, is a younger crowd, right? The ones that get up and go to the theater. And so that's why they want you looking at the younger.
And because they get cocky and they fail, Stallone's like, nope, we're sticking with the old guys. And that's when they come back in is, F you, Hollywood. The old guys are the best. The young people kind of suck. So, and then, of course, Harrison Ford.
Love it. Fucking love it.
Yep. Not much to say there. Just love it.
Yeah.
Then Schwarzenegger is back. Natalie Byrne, Conrad's wife. Okay, I think we're in this area now. We're going to skip her. Robert Dalvey, I was happy with.
Yeah. Yeah. He is,
Goonies.
The Fratelli brother. That's great. And so, loved him.
You know what's sad? I saw an interview with him where he was concerned that if they do a Goonies reboot, that because he is conservative, and if you actually look at the people that are in the Expendables, there is a lot of conservatives in this, that they may not have him come back in the Goonies reboot or sequel or whatever it is. And he's a great actor. He's Robert Dalvey.
There it is. Sylvester Stallone needs to direct the next Goonies.
That could work. So
I'd take it. I'd take it.
That's funny. And then of course the very last one would be Mel Gibson. So
loved it. Man, Mel Gibson was such a good like villain in this. He was so good.
Yeah. I think that he is very well aware of what people think. So that's why they have him as Santa Claus in The Fat Man. You get the crazy guy. You know, Mel Gibson is nuts. You know, he went crazy, you know, and with the cops and the Jews and all this type of stuff. And so get him to play Santa Claus. That's crazy. You get him in the sequel to Daddy's Home as Mark Wahlberg's dad because he's crazy. You get the crazy guy to play Mark Wahlberg's dad. And that's with Mel Gibson. I think that he realizes exactly what's going on. Because even in like Mad Max, fucking George Miller, who's incredibly woke, when an interviewer asked him, would you bring Mel Gibson back for a Mad Max film? He said no. But if you watch Machete, whichever one he's the villain in, Machete or Machete 2, Robert Rodriguez and him do Road Warrior. He's in the car and they're doing the Road Warrior shots. So they were very much aware that Mel Gibson would do probably another Mad Max movie. But these people, they don't, you know, they don't care. Yeah. Mad Max Fury Road did not make a lot of money and Furiosa bombed. So bring back the guy who did it. And he's crazy. Of course he is. He's nuts. But that's Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Which is why he makes a great villain.
Yeah.
I can't remember a single movie that Mel Gibson's ever done that he wasn't crazy. I mean, he's crazy in almost all of them.
Okay, you said that. You said that. So there was more to that sentence. So forgive me. Okay, you can't remember a single movie that Mel Gibson's done that.
Wow. Okay, you didn't even let me finish. Wow, man. Okay.
No, well,
he was upset.
I said I can't remember a single movie that Mel Gibson's ever played that he was not crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Dude, I've watched the Lethal Weapon movies. I like the Mad Max movies. I mean, he's great in all of them. I mean, if Mel Gibson is one of those actors, I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's in it. I'll play it. Braveheart, great in it. I know Braveheart's not historically accurate, but you know what? It's an entertaining movie.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a good film, even though only 1% of it's true. So that's
he definitely does play a good loose cannon. That is for sure.
Yeah. So what would your rating be for, unless we have more to talk about with the Expendables 3? What would your rating be? Once again, 1 to 5.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add on this one. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Donald.
I was just going to say, I give this one
3. Philip?
Yeah. Thinking, when I first rated it, and I think I put on Letterboxd 3.5, but thinking about it more now, I think I'm at a 3.
It's not bad. I just wish they would have did a little more with it. You know what I mean? I think them trying to get the younger cast really felt like Hollywood just trying to interfere at that point. Like what John said earlier.
That was my point. Yeah, interference. Yeah.
So I believe, I don't know, it's like, hey, no, young people don't want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger. They don't want to see Sylvester Stallone. I'm like, I think that's a bunch of BS, because as a younger guy at the time myself, I was only, when these movies were coming out, I was only like 20s. So, I wanted to see those cats, man. I wanted to see, Sylvester Stallone beating the crap out of somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying there, but I still think the younger people like my kids, if I said, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger this or Sylvester Stallone that, they wouldn't have a clue in hell. And my kids are all in their 20s now. So Hollywood is targeting younger, and and so I get it. But to me, that is the biggest problem with this movie, was that slight, like, maybe it wasn't an attempt at a reboot, but it was, or not a reboot, attempt at a passing the torch, but it was kind of like a tease that they were going to pass the torch. And that frustrated me, that the Kelsey Grammer and Stallone going around looking for the new cast, I thought was great. I thought they were going to pick a bunch of badasses we knew, and then they start showing up with these kids. Like, who the fuck is this? So that aspect I didn't like. But with Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford, I mean, Antonio Banderas, you had a potential. This may be my favorite cast out of the bunch. I think this, maybe it probably is, just for the fact that you've added Harrison Ford, like alone Harrison Ford, but Mel Gibson too, man. That's oof.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best cast. Yeah. I would give it I'm saying 3.5 for me on this. It more towards a 4 than a 3, but yeah, 3, because I do love Mel Gibson in this, and I don't mind the younger people being in it because they do screw up. Yeah. That I don't mind. So it's and then just everybody else in this. So yeah, I think this might be, I think, probably the best cast. So yeah, I would agree with that. So,
and the first thing I'll say about part 4, the absolute worst cast by far.
Well, here we go. Okay, so Expendables is, and that is directed by.
Why do people do this? I have to ask, why do people think it's a good idea to put a number inside the name?
Like fan 4 stick?
Well, okay, so IMDb calls it Expendables 4. It says that the official name of it is Expendables 4. I just think the artwork, they put the 4 as the A to make it like fancy or something. I don't think it's really Expendables.
But it's been overdone though, man. Like, guys, put a 4 at the end, or make it like a Roman numeral or something. You know what I mean? I mean, all the other ones have been like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But that, I mean, that is just the tip of the iceberg with the problems with this movie. So,
that's the first problem. That's the least of our concerns.
Yeah.
So this one came out not in August. This came out in September 22nd, 2023.
After all the kids and everybody's back in school because they knew it was dog shit, so they weren't worried about trying to get everybody to the theater.
Yeah, it's this is actually not the Expendables. It's on here just as Expendables, but there is no the.
IMDb has it listed as the Expendables 4.
Okay, yeah, it's also known as the Expendables 4 on Wikipedia. So we are looking at, and the director of this is a stuntman. So Scott Waugh is a stuntman. I looked him up thinking, okay, let me take a look at his other movies. So he was the director of, and he's a big military guy. Navy SWCC. He did Act of Valor, which actually has real Navy SEALs in it. I remember that. Need for Speed, which has your buddy from Breaking Bad. 6 Below, Miracle on the Mountain, Hidden Strike. Then now we're getting into stuff I just don't care about. Oh, it's got John Cena in it. So there you go. Cena in it. Oh, and Jackie Chan. Runner.
On talking about the Scott Waugh, he did say in the special features for part 4 that he started learning about military guys on these movies. So I think he kind of just got to know him based on his experience. I don't think he was a military enthusiast or a military supporter before he started directing.
Yeah, because he seems to be with the audio commentary and the behind the scenes. He seems to be really big on stunts. So that seemed to be his main focus is stunts, which is fine because they did work with people that studied Bruce Lee. He worked with Jackie Chan's people. So it's like stunt wise, he knew what he was doing. You know, that when Jason Statham is on the motorcycle on the ship and it goes up and he does the twist and goes down, that was real. The guy actually did that. I think he said like 6 times or something. But the ship itself is all green screen. So, or maybe it was blue screen. I forget exactly what it was, but it was not on the ocean at all. And you can't.
Expendables, the video game.
Yeah, it's very CGI. So, and Philip, you were talking about the worst cast. So, let's do that. So we got Jason Statham. He's back. It's his movie. Stallone even says it's his movie, you know, and Stallone is only at the beginning and the end, which I thought was annoying. Yeah. But so then Stallone, okay, here's my biggest problem is right here. Megan Fox.
Well, thank you. Fuck Megan Fox. She does not look like a badass. She's not really hot. I don't know why people love her. She looked so fake. She walks in a door in this movie and she doesn't have her back to the wall. Like anybody could come in. Like she knows nothing. And the director gets a fail for this and stuntmen get a fail for this, for allowing her to walk in and not have her 6 covered. She walked in, stood right in the middle of the fucking room. Anybody could have walked in the back of the door, put a bullet in her head. So she was terrible. So thank you for that. I'm done with my rant.
Well, and then I'll say with her is, wow, what a way to introduce her. A total fucking bitch. I mean, you got Stallone and Statham who play great off of one another because they're obviously friends in real life. So they got a great chemistry. And then they introduce her being a total bitch. And if I could use the C word, I would. I don't understand why they thought it was a good idea to introduce her like this. If she's going to take over and Statham then is going to go off by himself, then we should see the very first thing that we should see with her is her in action. We should see her do something to prove that she can be the lead. Why is she the lead and Dolph isn't? Why isn't Randy Couture? Why isn't, all these people that have been here since the first movie? Why is she the lead? And the director goes, oh, she's been in so many action movies. All right, let's take a look. How many action movies?
Bullshit is what that was.
Okay.
Yeah. And you instead of seeing her prove that she's a badass, you had the guy talk about how she's a badass. She was as convincing as a badass in this as what's in your wallet is convincing as Elektra.
God, you hate her. You really hate Jennifer Garner.
What's in your wallet? You're not Elektra, bitch.
Okay. Oh, she was actually in Bad Boys 2. Bikini Kid dancing under waterfall, uncredited. Okay. All right. So comedy. Oh, she was in an Olsen Twins movie, Holiday Under the Sun. Holiday in the Sun. Okay. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. That's with Lindsay Lohan. Transformers. Okay. How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. That's with Simon Pegg. She is in a movie called Horror. Nice. Then another Transformers movie. She's in a horror film. She's in that Jennifer's Body. Jonah Hex. Okay. Superhero movie. Passion Play. Nope. Not an action film. Friends with Kids. Nope. Not an action film. The Dictator. That's the one with Baron Cohen, Sacha Baron Cohen. This is 40. Comedy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Okay. 2 action movies. Above the Shadows, looks like more of a boxing movie. Zeroville, nope, not an action movie. Battle of Whatever. It's in like a Hong Kong movie. Think Like a Dog. Nope, a kid's movie. Rogue. Okay, well, that's an action movie right there. Okay.
She acts like a dog.
Oh. Till Death. Nope, comedy. Midnight in Switchgrass. Oh, I've heard about this one. So it's with Bruce Lee. It's like a cop that Bruce Willis. Night Teeth. Oh, I've seen this. This is actually not bad. It's a vampire movie. I liked it. I forgot she was in it, but not. I wouldn't say an action movie. Big Gold Brick. Taurus. Nope, says drama. Good Morning. Looks like a comedy. Johnny and Clyde. Looks like a comedy. Expendables. And now she has Surveillance coming up, which is a sci-fi thriller. Where's all these action movies? I just went through her. She's done a bunch of television, but I just went through her entire
They're
filmography.
Just counting like Ninja Turtles and Transformers.
If you want to have her as one of the people, she's not a leader. How is she a leader? I don't understand that.
I am proud to say I own one movie that she's in, and it's right here.
What is it? I clicked over. 4. Oh, okay. I do own the Ninja Turtle movies and Transformers because it's Michael Bay. So, but she's a dumb one. So she worked with Michael Bay on those 2 films, and then when she was interviewed, she goes, "Oh yeah, Michael Bay's a dictator. It's like working with Hitler." Steven Spielberg is the producer of all of these. He's a little Jewish.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, she's
gone.
She got
replaced instantly. Michael Bay says the reason why he replaced her is because of the plastic surgery. He goes, "Oh yeah, she doesn't look like Megan Fox. So why would I have her in this if she doesn't look like Megan Fox?" So, you're playing in a boys' club. Don't sit there and don't call somebody Hitler. He's not killing Jews. He's not killing people, Michael Bay. He's not rounding people up and murdering them. People need to stop comparing people to Hitler. I don't understand that. It's like you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Go talk to the Jews. To ask them. It makes no sense. So let's look at the budget was $100 million. Oofa. Box office 51.1 million.
Scott Waugh, you are fired.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Did you not want to go through the rest of the cast, or are we just going to say they all suck?
Oh no. We'll get okay. So Dolph Lundgren is back. Tony Ya, he's
great.
He's very good.
He was okay. He was good.
Well, a lot of these guys are like international martial artists. So I have no problem with these guys because they're well known overseas. And then Randy Couture is back. Is a British actor and writer. Jacob, like Scipio? Yeah. Galen, a new member of the Expendables and son of... Oh, this is the guy who replaced Antonio Banderas.
He was fucking annoying. He was a wannabe Antonio Banderas, and he sucked.
That's because it was written for Antonio Banderas, and he couldn't do it because he was making another movie. So they just said, "Oh, we'll just make the guy his son." I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why they just wouldn't make him a different character. Because he's probably a decent actor and everything. But instead he has to live up to Antonio Banderas.
The role they gave him was shit.
Yeah, Levi Tran is a Vietnamese American actress and model. There's no picture of her. CIA operator and new member of the Expendables.
Yeah, she was the blonde one, the Asian with the blonde hair in there.
Okay.
So this is why I love IMDb.
She was hot.
On IMDb, if you click below their name on their character's name, it takes you to all their pictures from the movie.
Okay. Well, I only got a couple left.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. But no, for next one, look at IMDb instead of Wiki.
50 Cent.
You know what? 50 Cent, I liked his music back in the day. It's your birthday, all that. That was great. As an actor, no.
Because there haven't been any like rappers in these, right? He's the first one.
No, and that's the thing. If they were going to do a rapper, give me Ice Cube all day long. Give me Ice Cube. You know, I mean, Ice Cube, you know, the Friday movies, that's good enough for me. You know, you want to put a rapper, you know, somebody that could have been in these that we didn't talk about, who I think would have pretty much been badass if we're, you know, talking about the token black guy here. Denzel Washington would have made a great Expendable.
Yeah, that would have been good. I think that he's in that area of just too expensive, I bet.
Probably.
Especially for this one.
Yeah.
Where's Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh, Samuel Jackson. That's a good one, because that is like almost like a sore thumb that he's not in this.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. I mean, you look at Nick Fury. I mean, the way he plays Nick Fury, just freaking take that and just make him 10 times more deadly.
Yeah. And I mean, they could have done so many motherfucker jokes in this. Like, it would have been great. Like, that could have been like Groot. All Groot says is Groot. All Samuel Jackson should have said the whole word is motherfucker. That's the only word. Should have just been motherfucker.
Should have been his character's name.
Yeah.
So that way people go, motherfucker, come over here. Be like, yeah, what do you want, motherfucker? Can you please go over there,
motherfucker?
Yeah. This next guy, I'm not sure. Iko Uwasis?
I think it's Iko Uwais.
But he's good. He's good too. He's the the secondary antagonist. So he's another guy that's like a huge. Yeah, he was in The Raid. That's why they got him. The Raid 2.
Yeah, he's
great, really big.
Whoop ass actor. Great choice for this movie.
Yeah. And then Andy Garcia.
Was the one you said before, was that the one that Statham went to see that he was looking for? Or I think somebody else.
Well, the one before was like Andy Garcia's like right-hand man guy. He was like on, you know, he was like, because Andy Garcia wasn't a real badass. This guy was the badass of the bad guys.
Tony Jaa is the one that Statham goes to see, who goes, you know, he is dead, you know, he's long gone. And the director points out in the audio commentary that he works with knives. So he's always spinning the knife. Like if you look at him in like almost every scene he's in, he's twirling the knife constantly, because that's what he's like really good at. And that's one of the things that he's known for. So except for Megan Fox, well, 50 Cent, I guess.
The cast is dog shit. Because we don't have the Harrison Ford, we don't have the Kelsey Grammer, we don't have the Wesley Snipes, we don't have, like, we took the cast and took away big names and added them with shit. You know, we replaced them with shit. Every movie there's been that one, you know. Part 2 we added Van Damme. Part 3 we added
Mel Gibson and Harrison Ford.
So with this one, we added Andy Garcia. I love him in Ocean's 11. Beyond that, I know he's done a couple other things I've seen him, but I don't know. But Andy Garcia is fine. But and don't get me wrong, the Iko Uwais guy from The Raid, he is a genuine badass. But yeah, Megan Fox, 50 Cent, the Expendables sucked.
Donald, looks like you want to say something. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree 100% with the Megan Fox. I think she was one of the worst characters in the whole movie. I'm not going to go as far as saying screw Megan Fox or anything like that. I mean, but
you probably would if you could, though.
Brian Austin Green has been in that.
Hard. Ooh. So has Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, well, I kind of like Machine. He's okay.
Oh, so you taste his. Never mind. Oh, jeez. Oh, cancel. Oh.
So, okay.
I didn't want to say it. You made it worse by doing the motion.
So, okay. They asked Megan Fox, do you want to do this movie? She goes, no, not really. It's not my type of thing. Who would you replace her with? It has to be female. Who would you replace her with? Who do you think could run the Expendables? But it still has to be a female character.
Did Ronda Rousey die?
No.
In part 2?
I was gonna say, I would have had Ronda Rousey basically take, like, you know, rise to the ranks or something and become leader. If they had to pick a female.
So you would pick somebody from the team already. You wouldn't bring in somebody new?
No.
See, that's where I would have gone. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean that I would have rather have seen somebody, like, if I had to pick a leader, you know, Christmas should have been the leader. I mean, from the get-go. I mean, yes, they said, oh, well, he went against protocol, he went against this, he went against that, but it's like, he was doing it to save his best friend, even though.
But isn't that the point of the Expendables? It's like, if you look at Mission Impossible, Ethan Hunt, you know, Tom Cruise goes against everything, and he gets the job done. And even in the new trailer for the new film, you got the one guy, the military guy, you know, naming these things that he did, you know, that go against what they would normally do. And the last thing he's like, you gave him an aircraft carrier? And that isn't that the Expendables? That you send people out who are expendable, but they can also get the job done, but it's under, like, the rug. It's not, you know, it's not a normal thing. So, which is what I don't get with Statham, when they're like, oh, you did this wrong. I think maybe Statham needed to be by himself because he was maybe making another movie. So they just shot all of his stuff separately and then brought him back later on.
But Statham had issues, though, and that's kind of why their excuse. He's throughout the series has had issues. Christmas has. But here's a couple female actresses that maybe they didn't have the budget for, but would have been a million times better. And I think this one is maybe the best, would have been a very, very good choice. Margot Robbie. She would have been phenomenal, I think. Yeah. She's a good badass. So, or what about Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, she's been in a lot of action movies, sci-fi films, and all that stuff. Yeah, I can see that.
Jennifer Lawrence. Maybe you don't like her, but I mean, she's been in action stuff.
I mean, at least these three you've named have a resume, you know, of action. They've been in some sort of action movie. Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah. Megan Fox has been in what, 2, maybe?
2 Transformers and 2 Turtles.
Viola Davis. They should have went with Viola Davis. I'm kidding. That was my G20 reference. I hate G20 with every ounce of my being. So
she's also the Woman King. But she's good in the DC. I think it's her, unless I'm being racist. She is good in the DC, in the universe, in the role that she is, which is like, she's like that kind of like tough bitch who is like way up here, and she's the one that tells everybody what to do, or else they're going to get killed. So like Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad. So she's good at that.
Zoe Saldana. That would have been a good. You want a girl boss? I'd take Zoe.
You got the woman, and she's black. You just checked off 2 boxes.
I know you're checking off boxes, and everybody knows her. Well, I mean, they would have known her at the time from Endgame. So, I mean, she has an action resume.
Well, she's also Colombiana, I think is how you say it. That action, like a revenge movie. So she does some kicking ass in that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So there's plenty that you could have picked from. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, and I do not recommend this movie to anybody. No, I take that back. So when I was listening to the audio commentary, I was watching the film, and I'm thinking, I don't hate this as much as when I first saw it, because I'm looking at it as, is the story solid? Like, does it make sense with Stallone disappearing, with Statham being, kicked out, and he goes off on his own? And I'm like, if this was just practical effects, a ship on the water, maybe replace Megan Fox, fine, keep 50 Cent because you need the rapper. I don't know. I think this could have been okay. I think this could have been all right, but they went in a bad direction. A lot of CGI, a lot of green screen. That boat looked like shit. So, and Donald, I know you want to say something.
I tell everybody that The Expendables is a trilogy. There is no such thing as a fourth movie. The fourth movie does not exist.
And that's if I did not buy the box set with all four, I wouldn't buy part 4.
See, and I'm a completist. I would buy it anyway. I would buy it irregardless.
I bought this because it had all 4 movies. That's the only reason I bought it.
Well, you have to look at it in a way, kind of like a bonus.
We were doing this. Because we were doing this, I was like, well, I might as well get the all 3 of them, all 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, and I got mine from Gail. So once again, thank you, Gail. Thank you for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was too expensive. Even the used ones were too expensive, and he got it for
$20 to make you holla for all 4, sir. So I gotta talk about that. I gotta rant a little bit. Last female that I will mention, as I was scrolling through the lead female actresses, and stuff, and on this website, Natalie Dormer. Oh, I would have loved her. Natalie Dormer's great.
Natalie Dormer.
Game of Thrones, Blondie.
Never watched Game of Thrones.
Okay, let's see.
I got to watch I watched up to when what's her, the Dragon Queen or whatever it is, because I think she's hot. I watched up until she got naked, and I went, "Oh, I'm done."
I'm gonna have to. I was on a different website. Well, let me.
Natalie Dormer.
She Dormer. So
Dormer?
She's been in.
Oh, okay, got it right here.
Man, here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say you want to pull it. She's worthy of sharing this screen. Share that right there. Make it. Try and make it bigger. You see down on the bottom there, you should be able to just click share for a second and it should just pop it right up. See the thing I shared you down there? Yeah, her.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, let's see.
She is, okay. So yeah. Close that. So yeah, Game of Thrones, The Hunger Games, Penny Dreadful TV series. Patient Zero. Patient Zero is fucking amazing. Love Patient Zero.
Oh, she's in The Forest.
Oh, Hunger Games. The Forest. Yes, The Forest is great. I didn't realize she was in an episode of or 6 episodes of Elementary. Oh, wow. Okay. Loved Elementary.
So, yeah, Captain America, First Avenger. Okay. Rush, race car movie. Hunger Games, Mockingjay 1 and 2. The Forest, which I really liked. I own that. Yeah. Patient Zero, like a zombie movie.
Yeah.
The Professor and the Madman, that's Mel Gibson. Kids movie, The Wasp. Interesting poster.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Children.
of that one. Newer, huh?
Okay.
Oh, with Naomi Harris. So, but anyways, I just wanted to throw her out there because she can be a badass, and that she's just got that look where she could be a real badass. So, but anyways, as far as Expendables 4, the story I thought could have been okay. I liked what they were doing. You know, we got this nuke thing. We got to get this nuke so they can't go start World War III. We got to save the day. I was down with all that. I didn't like the cast, and even not only on the ship, but when they're driving the cars through that like abandoned steel factory kind of thing, it was the CGI was terrible in the background there, and even the CGI at the beginning. I think you have is it Statham and Stallone, and you see they're at the door, and you see the house across the street. They couldn't even make a house real. They had to green screen a house.
That was green screen. And I think from the audio commentary and looking at making of, I think the stuff that's in that warehouse are all the stunt people. And then it cuts to a close-up of Statham or whoever, and you can clearly see it's a green screen.
It's terrible.
In the background.
It's so terrible. Yes.
Because it's funny is the guy that stunt doubles for 50 Cent is white.
I know. I was like, but they did everything but his face. They gave him black body. They didn't give him black face. So they're good. But yeah, I did.
But he's on there tossing the guy. And then you see like 50 Cent kind of finishing it off. And the guy who's driving, I think it's Randy Couture, is like, hey, man, that was, you threw that guy far. No, he didn't. His stuntman did.
But even the explosions, you can see like the edge of the fire where the green screen ended. It's so terrible.
Yeah. Planes were about all the green CGI.
Oh, it was ridiculous. It was so bad. The effects, and that's what drives me nuts watching the special features on the end. You got the producer sitting here going, yeah, no Expendables movie would look great if it was all green screen. And I'm losing my shit. I want to jump in the screen and punch that producer in the face because everything was green screen. You might have done real stunts with stunt guys, but they were in front of a green screen, which still makes it a green screen. So no, the whole fucking thing was a green screen. It was terrible. The cast was a joke. Maybe there are other directors out there that were stuntmen that became directors that do good. I don't know. Not this fucking guy, not the editor, not the post-production team, not the casting agent. Everything like, what the fuck? I want to ask Stallone, what went wrong? Why did this happen? Obviously Stallone went like, fuck this shit. Kill me at the beginning. You'll think I'm dead, and then I'll show up at the end. I'm not going to be no part of the dog shit in between this. So everything about it, aside from the story, most of the time I watch movies and I'm like, this has a great cast. This has a great location. The effects are good. Why didn't they bother putting a good story to it? This is the complete opposite, where the story was solid. But I mean, like, even if you're going to do green screen, make it good. Look at the Avengers. That's all green screen. It doesn't look like this dog shit. And you can't use the excuse, oh, this was made in 95 or nothing. This movie's like 3 years old. Maybe 4 or whatever it is now. Like there's no excuse for that shit. So what was it? 2020 or something when this came out?
No, 23.
23. Yeah.
I
would be embarrassed to be a part of this.
It's like for the new Fantastic Four film, they're looking at the female Silver Surfer who you like. That's your actress who's the female Silver Surfer, and the chick from with the curly hair that I said she looks like a poodle. That Wolfman.
Yeah, Julia Garner. Love Julia Garner.
Yeah, she's the Silver Surfer.
Oh, she's Silver Surfer. What movie is this?
Fantastic Four, the new one.
It's not out yet?
No. Couple months. A few months.
Maybe I'll go see my first Fantastic Four movie.
There you go. But they compared her Silver Surfer to the Silver Surfer that came out, like, what was it, 10 years ago, 15 years ago now? And she looks like shit. The Silver Surfer from like 15 years ago, the one that has Chris Evans as the Human Torch and Jessica Biel, as Sue Storm, that looks 100 times better than what they're doing with her. And I don't understand where these effects are. James Cameron built the Titanic on a dock in the ocean. So when he films, you see the ocean. But the crew, the cast, everything has a dock that they can go onto and go to the parking lot or whatever. why couldn't they build this in the same fashion? So when you film, you're seeing the ocean. I mean, I get it.
That'd be too much work.
I guess we
just
have to
crap a movie out and just be done with it.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do. I think they were up against it with budget, and they were like, "Man, we just got to get this done." But I mean, like, yeah, Titanic. Go to Mexico, build a fake ship on the beach next to the ocean, so when you're shooting, you see the ocean in the background.
Yeah, you don't have to do Jaws where you actually go out in the ocean. You just build it right there, and then it's that whole kind of forced perspective thing. But instead, because the ship doesn't make sense. So what can we have on it? Oh, we'll have motorcycles. And then we'll do a whole motorcycle scene because Jason Statham loves motorcycles. I don't know. I think if you went to one of these ships, I don't think there's going to be a lot of room for motorcycles.
Yeah, no, that was driving, the motorcycles around the ship was dumb, especially because you could tell. And that was another problem with the ship, was that not only was everything green screen, but you could tell the ship wasn't that big. It wasn't as big as a ship should be. So, I mean, and maybe not everybody in the world has been on a ship before. I've been on enough ships to know that would have been way fucking bigger than it was. And so, like, why? I mean, unless you're transporting these motorcycles to do combat down the road or something, what the fuck you got motorcycles on a ship for?
They just figured it would look good. They could get some stunts out of it. Jason Statham likes motorcycles.
Another thing that I did want to point out, did you see how small that boat was when they were all trying to cram themselves on the boat?
At the
very end when they were at the very end when they were escaping to the boat that was hooked up to the thing.
Yeah, because that was the boat that Statham came on, right? With the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But you see the boat is like this big, and then Megan Fox is like this big. It's like this so freaking
like,
well, take the boat, make it a little bigger or something.
Yeah.
Well, and that boat was green screen. There's a shot of it in the making of where you see where it's the boat, and then right behind it, sitting all on green, is that boat.
Yeah.
So they couldn't even use that boat out of the. And Statham cut the rope. So I'm guessing that guy's really good, and he swung it up and caught it onto the boat like a hook.
No. The first time he just unhooked it and threw it back. He did it the second time so they wouldn't try to come back on the ship and save him.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
The Silver Surfer does not look good. Was noticing that.
No, she looks like crap.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I don't know what Silver Surfer should look like, so I have nothing to compare it to. But yeah, I've never seen X-Men, a lot of these Marvel or whatever movies. But I'll probably watch this because I do like Jennifer Garner. Julia Garner. I said Jennifer.
Oh, what's in your wallet?
I fucking know. Tell me about it. Jesus Christ.
All right. So, anything else about Expendables?
Well, we have to rate the last?
That's correct.
One here.
So
1 to 5. Ooh.
Yeah. So Philip, go first. Please.
1.5 stars. 1.5.
Donald?
Dog shit. A 0.
A 0.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I can't argue with that. I like the story. That's why I give it 1. The characters and everything else were so bad. The plot line, if it was done well, I would have been a good story.
I don't know. I hated it from the moment I started.
It was pretty bad.
I heard a lot of bad things about it. I heard it was CGI like the crap. But
I've seen a lot of bad movies, so
I mean, I'm
not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just
yeah. No. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of bad B movies as well, but they have more soul. I mean, you have movies that a low budget film director that that literally shooting it with no budget at all. Basically with stuff laying around the house. At least the movie has soul. At least this movie didn't.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, some of those. But I mean, like John and I just watched Backwoods Marcy. That movie can take a flying fuck. That was like, if I wasn't sitting there with John hanging out having a good time, that would have been one of the most painful movies I've ever sat through in my life, and it was only 65 minutes.
Budget. Ugh, it was yeah.
So there was no. So I mean, I've seen things like that, and I've seen worse than that too. So so I mean, that's where I'm at with this. But I mean, here's the thing. For me to love the other movies, to really enjoy the other movies the way I did, this one is very insulting and putting emotion into it. I could definitely go, fuck this movie. It's a 0. But all in all, I think I'm at a 1.5, but I respect a 0. I really do.
I would say also 1.5, but leaning more towards 2 than 1.
Okay.
Only because I on that second viewing, I did like it a little bit more, but it has nothing to do with 50 Cent or Megan Fox, or it was mostly like the Asian people. So
okay. You know what? I'll give it a 1 because I did enjoy Statham's parts. After when it went to Megan Fox's crew, I was like, dude, just get her off screen. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And she gets them captured. Statham saves them.
See, and what would have been beautiful is if like the Asian dude from
The Raid,
if they had Jet Li and him go toe to toe, it could have saved the movie. But we decided we didn't need Jet Li, so
he read the script.
Yeah, right.
I passed this time. I passed.
Yeah, or he's like, that guy's directing it.
Well, and stuntmen are good directors. I mean, they can be good.
Yeah, anybody can be a good director.
I think that it's John Wick, and it's not the first one. I think it's the second film. That's the guy's a stuntman.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And in some ways, that's really good. So I don't know. I've never seen movies by this guy, so I don't know if they're any good or not. But I don't know. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so then let's do a quick ranking of the franchise, and I'm just gonna go in order 1, and it's very close. It could be give or take any day of the week, but I'm gonna go 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 in that order of my favorites.
Do you want to go, Donald, before me?
I can go. But if I'm gonna go favorite, I'm gonna put 2, 1, 3, 2.
See, and that's where I'm like, ooh, I'm almost with that too. Tomorrow I might say 2, 1, 3, 4, but today I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I don't blame you with that.
I really enjoyed. Now keep in mind, I'm judging off the director's cut, so I could easily just swap 1 and 2. 1 and 2 I think are the best out of them all.
Yeah.
3 I enjoyed 3. I just it's not as good as 2. It's not as good as 1, but it's definitely a whole heck of a lot better than 4. So 4 is definitely
it's still in the same ballpark as 1 and 2. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going 4, 3, 2, 1.
You fucking liar.
Oh, I'm dyslexic. I forgot.
Okay.
So no, I think it would be probably 2, because I like that big fight at the end where Chuck Norris shows up at the
car,
airport,
ripping the doors off the car, shooting. That's great, man. That's
so I think 2, 1, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would have no problem watching 1, 2, or 3 at any point. If somebody said, I've never seen these, I could watch any of those. I just don't want to watch.
You're on your own watching 4.
Yeah.
Proceed at your
one
own
or
risk.
2. Well, if I was out there at your place, John, and you were like, you know what, let's put on the director's cut of 1 or 2, I could sit down and watch that with you. 3, I'm probably okay. But 4, yeah, and I never need to see that again.
No.
So we need a director's cut of 4, right?
No, we need the director to fuck off. Yeah, that's what we need. We need that director. Yeah. But all in all, I want to say, I'm glad that you mentioned this, and I decided to take the journey with you, because I had seen 1, and I think I had seen like I remembered the cave, the stuff with part 2. So I think I'd either seen it or seen parts of part 2. But I've never seen 3 or 4. So I'm glad I decided to take this ride, discovered a franchise that I enjoyed enough to to buy the box set.
Good. Donald, what about you? You glad you watched it?
I enjoy. I've seen the first 3 before, and it was definitely a blast rewatching them for this video. I had to sit through 4, but well, hey, it's what we do for you guys, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to change my rank, and I'm going to go with you guys 2, 1, 3, 4 because of Chuck Norris doing the Chuck Norris joke. And I don't remember what it was, but when Chuck Norris, he talked about the guy getting bit by the snake, or how he was bit by a snake, and he was in agonizing pain for like 3 days, and then eventually the snake died or something. That was the Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah.
That right there. The Chuck Norris jokes are great. So you know what? That and the little car, it gets me.
The best, that and the second best line. I'll be back. You've been back enough. I'll be back.
Oh yeah.
Basically, Arnold and Bruce Willis swapping lines.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. So it was fun. Yeah, I liked it. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if we don't have anything else, then let's get out of here.
I think it's time to call it a night. And I got to watch Red now, because you mentioned Red because of all this. So, and I think I have a copy of Red, but I don't have Red 2 now. So and now I'm in these ensemble cast.
I liked Red. I saw it
here.
at a screening like a year before it came out. I liked it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I liked Red. I liked the second one too. It's not as good, but it's still good. I like both.
No.
Yeah. It's another one with an old cast. I like that when they do the old people.
Yeah. I think with Red, there's that one old, is it Meryl Streep? Is she in it?
No, it's
whoever, the old lady. I don't like her.
She's also in the Fast and the Furious movies. I want to.
Isn't she like the boss in the fashion designer movie or something? What's that movie where she's like a real bitch and they're like designing clothes or something? It's like a chick flick or something.
Like The Devil Wears Prada?
Something like that, right? Isn't she in that?
Helen Mirren.
Okay. No, and that's not Helen Mirren. I think that was the other girl. Okay. Well, no, I don't have a problem with Helen Mirren. All right.
Yeah, because she's actually I think it was Vin Diesel who said she came to them. She wanted to be in Fast and the Furious. They didn't ask her. But she wanted to be in. She liked the series and wanted to be in it. So I'm like, okay, you're probably pretty cool. You're probably like a cool person to hang out with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and I'm still never watching Fast and Furious.
I would not expect you to.
I will say, best line of Red. I'm bringing the pig.
I don't remember, and so look for that, Philip.
Okay, Carl Urban
May not be that exact line, but
I knew Bruce Willis and Morgan Freeman were in this, so I didn't know Carl Urban was in this. That's cool. Love Carl Urban. So
he's coming back as Judge Dredd.
Oh, is he Dredd? Does he play Dredd in the Dredd? Oh, you told me that, right? He's in it,
Dredd.
Right?
He's Judge Dredd. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to watch Dredd too. Fuck, man, my list is so long.
So good.
Stuff Dredd I need to see. Son of a sunny biscuits.
Yeah, this has got a good cast in it. Oh, Rebecca Pidgeon. Oh, okay, yeah, she's good. That's David Mamet's wife. Is she still married to David Mamet? Let's see. Let's see if it says spouse. No, she's still married to David Mamet, I guess. Who's a great writer.
Okay.
Unless that just mentions, unless that's just, I think she's still married to her.
Oh, she was in Bird Box. I liked Bird Box. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're rambling and all that. So I apologize for, me and tangents, man. I've done a 9-hour live stream. So just, you got to shut me up at some point.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank me for being here. Yeah, thank everybody. So,
hosting. Thank you both for having me on part of this.
Of course. And Merry Christmas to everybody. So,
Is this coming out at Christmas?
No, but I just want to piss off people by saying Merry Christmas.
I was going to say, because you got a Christmas song you could play.
Oh, that's right. But I
did you not upload it into StreamYard?
I know. I just put it on my phone.
Oh, you have failed, sir.
I'm sorry.
You may not be able to anyways with the free StreamYard. Anyways, I'm not sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
I'm limited, so.
Happy Hanukkah. As Fluffy Gamer would say, happy solstice.
Happy Kwanzaa. Can't forget that.
At least that's a holiday.
So, that's true. All right. Hope we got that weird sound coming back. So, okay, everybody. Bye. We got that weird sound again. I don't know what that is. Is that me? I don't. No, it's not disappearing. Oh, now it did.
Ringo Starr.
Peace and love. Peace and love, everybody. Octopus is gotten. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.